Another really common myth that we have to dispel all the time when we're planning out the bar packages for our brides and our planners is that if there is more options on the bar, it'll make the bar cost more, and if there are less options on the bar, it'll make the bar cost less. One particular category that always seems to fall in this line of thinking is the cocktails and the mix of spirits that we present for the bride and groom. This comes up all the time, especially when we're talking about the cocktails and spirits provided for the wedding or the special event we're planning for. The line of thinking is if we have beer and wine and then say 2 specialty cocktails, then it'll make the bar more efficient and it'll make the bar cost less. That's actually not true, because in a private event like a wedding, for example, the name of the game is how many servings do I need to be successful for the night, and then what percentage of those servings go to each category: beer, wine, liquor, etc. As we've done about 200 events a year for the last 13 years, we've seen a pretty common pattern when it comes to which categories of menu items people tend to go for. And what that typically looks like is about 20 to 30% of the servings go to beer, about 20 to 30% of those servings go to wine, more or less, and then pretty common across the board, 50, sometimes 60% of the servings go to liquor. That's actually a good thing because, as we mentioned in our previous video, liquor is much more inexpensive because you get more servings per unit with that item as opposed to beer and wine. But here's the problem that we run into. If we only did, say, 2 signature cocktails, well, we have to allocate those 2 signature cocktails for all 50% of the servings allocated for liquor. What if, let's say, we're going to be doing something like an espresso martini and a margarita? Well, the problem with that is we have to allocate not just tequila and vodka for those servings, we also have to allocate lime juice, triple sec, Kahlua, espresso, simple syrup, cream, etc. for all 50% of our servings. And so when you break it down by pour, instead of about 70 to 80 cents a serving for something like a vodka soda or a whiskey Coke, now you're looking at $1.50, $2.80, $3.20 per serving, because you have to have all these ingredients for every single serving. So reducing the amount of options on the bar actually makes the bar cost more, not less, in this situation. The alternative to this is something that we recommend to all of our brides and grooms, and that is have your range of spirits at minimum, bourbon, vodka, and tequila. You can also expand to include gin or rum as well, it really doesn't matter. And divvy up those spirits across all 50% of the servings you need for the night. Pair with it the essentials for what I call the hotel basics, your gin and tonic, your whiskey Coke, your vodka cranberry, etc. Because those options are very inexpensive to serve. Sodas and juices are very, very cheap and very easy to provide for your bar. In addition, do include featured cocktails like mojitos, margaritas, espresso martinis, Moscow mules, old fashions, etc., or any other specialty cocktail you like, alongside those hotel basics. In this scenario, you've actually expanded the range of options quite a bit and actually kept your bar cheaper. The reason being is you are splitting those 50% of your servings for the entire night between featured cocktails, which cost more per pour because there's more ingredients, and the cheaper highball options like vodka cranberry, etc., which cost only 70 to 80 cents a pour to serve. And this brings your total average cost per pour down, thus making your bar cost less. Having more options in this case actually makes your bar cost less and creates a really great hospitable experience for your guests. We all know crazy Uncle Ernie is not going to want to have the minty, strawberry, lemonade-y thing. He's a whiskey Coke guy. And so we want to be able to accommodate crazy Uncle Ernie along with your friends from college who want to have the spicy, smoky, habanero, pineapple, old-fashioned thing. Remember, you're hiring your bar team not just for their hands, but for their mind as well and their experience. Learn to expect more from your bar service.